Victorian San Francisco Stories, Volume 2. Written by M. Louisa Locke. Narrated by Alexandra Haag. Introduction. As with the 4 short stories collected in Victorian San Francisco Stories Volume 1 and the longer collected works in Victorian San Francisco Novellas, my primary purpose in writing the 4 short stories collected here in Victorian San Francisco Stories Volume 2 was to give minor characters from my Victorian San Francisco Mystery Series the chance to take center stage. My main series protagonist, Annie Dawson, previously Annie Fuller, owns a boarding house on O'Farrell Street in San Francisco. Consequently, the boarding house staff and boarders produce 10 or more regularly reoccurring secondary characters. There has been no way to give all these permanent series characters important roles in every full-length mystery novel. This turned out to be particularly true in the 6th book in the series, Scholarly Pursuits, since most of the action in that mystery occurred across the bay in Berkeley on the campus of the University of California. Fans of this series noticed this. In their reviews, quite a few pointed out how much they had missed hearing from many of their favorite characters. That prompted me to write these 4 short stories set in the months between the end of the action in Scholarly Pursuits and the beginning of the events in Lethal Remedies, the 7th full-length mystery in the series. While Annie Dawson, her husband, and new daughter play very slight roles in these 4 stories, it is the minor secondary characters and the historical setting of 1881 San Francisco that get the spotlight. The first story, Beatrice Bests the Burglars, features Beatrice O'Rourke, the O'Farrell Street boarding house cook, who has been left alone in the house while everyone else is off at a July 4th picnic. As she tours the empty rooms, Beatrice recalls how her own history and the history of the house have been intertwined for 40 years. My intention with this story, told through Beatrice's point of view, was to give readers a clearer image of both the woman and the boarding house. I confess this story also let me grumble a bit about getting older. Ironically, over 30 years ago, when I created Beatrice O'Rourke for my initial draft of Maids of Misfortune, the first book in the series, I was near the age of Annie, while Beatrice was based on an amalgamation of the older women in my life. By the time Maids of Misfortune was finally published, Beatrice and I were pretty much the same age, with many of the same aches and pains. Dandy's Discovery.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?